When it comes to the body keeping the score, what do you mean? How does the body actually register this? What is the mechanism? How
Uh,
does it manifest?
the brain registers it, but your body experiences it and your body lives it out. So what happens is that uh, you don't remember the trauma so much as you continue to react as if you're being traumatized. So let's say you have been sexually assaulted, and you go on with your life. You say, "Oh, that was just one incident. I'm really stupid for getting involved in it. It's not happening." And then you get excited about somebody who you want to be with, and then that person touches you, and your body freezes, or you start crying, or you become really angry, and your body reacts as if you're getting assaulted. You don't make that connection. Say, "Oh, I really like this guy, and I like to be involved with him," but my memory of the trauma interferes. No, it's an automatic mind process that gets in the way of your letting go at that point.
Yeah, you say that trauma robs you of the feeling that you are in charge of yourself. Such
That's true.
a harrowing but accurate statement, I think.
Yeah. And so, people defend themselves against that and say, "Oh, it is because he did something wrong, or because he talked to me the wrong way." But at the end, uh, I just writing our new book, finished last chapter of our new book, and I start off with a quote from Marcel Proust: "In order to change, you need to see the world with new eyes." So at the end, if you really want to recover from trauma, you need to we need to help people to change their perceptions of the world. We're not going to change the world out there, but we're going to change what they see and how they experience themselves and the people around them.
Well, ultimately, we are not in control of what is going to happen to us in life. We really
No,
only have control over our reactions.
well, we don't even have control of our reactions. At some point, you need to go to the bathroom. At some point, you need to not hold your breath. At some point, you need to go to sleep. Uh, some people will make you angry, and other people will make you feel all warm inside. Uh, and you don't have much control over your reactions. You have some control over how you behave. And that's really the difference between little kids and adults. Little kids do whatever happens to them and they react to it. As adults, we get a prefrontal cortex, and hopefully, most of the time, we can make decisions about how we react, even though our bodies to tell us, "Don't trust this guy." You can still talk to that person as if you trust him.
Hmm.
You can't.
This is something I really want to dig into, and I think a lot of people listening will resonate with this. They are thoughtful, inquisitive, reflective people. They like their cerebral horsepower and their cognitive ability. They understand that something can occur and they can control their behavior. And yet at the same time, that they have a degree of control over their behavior, even if they don't have a degree of control over their reaction and the way it makes them feel. At the same time, we also need to be aware and give respect and integrate and become noticing of the emotions that arise inside of us. And I can see a degree of tension between these two things. The person that wants to feel like they're in control of their life and has agency, the person who also wants to appreciate and integrate the signals that their body is giving them, but not be at the mercy of them. How do you think about the
Yeah.
tension between these
No,
things?
what traumatized people oftentimes discover is how little control they have. And in some ways, the people who become my patients are among the most conscious people you ever hope to meet because they're willing to explore themselves. And most people are not so eager to do that. They rather stick with their habits in life and push away anybody who interferes with their usual habits. And the people who come to my office say, "I cannot stand what's happening inside of me anymore. And I need to actually become in charge more of my own reactions." So therapy actually is a very courageous act of confronting your internal demons and confronting the pain and hurt of your life, actually. Yeah.
So it seems to me that when we're talking about trauma, people have a reaction to an event which typically would not engender that reaction. They are trauma sensitive. They are overly reactive in a scenario that maybe doesn't warrant it because of something which they have learned in their past. Is that a correct framing?
So learned, I wouldn't say learned, something has been installed in them from the past. And these are not higher level cognitive processes, are elementary activities that have to do with the area of the brain involved in the housekeeping of the body, as Antonio Damasio calls it.
What is that from a neuroscientific sense?
Oh, it is your ventral tegmental area, your amygdala, your periaqueductal gray, the precuneus. It's a back part of your brain that we have in common with all animals that help us to perceive what's happening to us on an elementary level, the same way that your dog hears a thunderstorm and crawls underneath the couch. We have the same brain as the dogs have, and on top of that, we have a big frontal lobe that hopefully makes us slightly more capable of managing our emotions than dogs do. But many people don't.
Yes, I've met many people who don't have any more emotional control than dogs do. And I think that tension between wanting to feel like the architects of our own life and understanding that we have a limbic system which very much is the elephant that we sit on top of, and it's not the elephant that's got blinders on, it's us, the rider, but we have this belief that we're the one that's in control. I think that tension is where some people are probably resistant to ideas like this because it feels disempowering. It feels like there is an architect pulling their strings.
Well, yes and no. With any sort of self-reflection, we all know that. We all are aware of that in a way. It is. There may be some people who don't want to go there, but they're not very interesting people.
I mean, I understand that may not be the truth, but I think that it explains, at least to me, I don't like the idea that I'm not in charge. I don't, and I will find ways to resist that belief. Even if I know that it's true, I try and sort of finagle and find ways to go through things. So I guess you mentioned it earlier on, different people reacting to the same event will react in different ways. Some people will be traumatized and others won't be.
People make a big deal out of that. Having the practice that I do, running the center that I have for 50 years, I never meet somebody who has been traumatized by it and go like, boy, that's a pretty silly thing to get traumatized by. Usually if you dig deeper to what people have been exposed to, you go like, my God, and you're still here. You're still able to tell the story. It is not like, oh, something happens and everybody else is fine and you got traumatized by it. Usually, if you really look at the details what happens, you see that it really was a very painful experience. And my reaction almost invariably, hearing the story about the people I work with, what they have gone through, is like, oh my God, how the hell did you survive? And I never have the feeling that, oh, I would have done much better than they did.
This episode is brought to you by Element. Stop having coffee first thing in the morning. Your adenosine system that caffeine acts on isn't even active for the first 90 minutes of the day, but your adrenal system is, and salt acts on your adrenal system. Element contains a science-backed electrolyte ratio of sodium, potassium, and magnesium with no sugar, no gluten, no coloring, no artificial ingredients, or any other BS. It plays a critical role in reducing muscle cramps and fatigue while optimizing brain health, regulating appetite, and curbing cravings. The orange flavor in a cold glass of water is literally the best way to start your morning. I've done it every single day for over 3 years now, way before they were a partner on the show, and I love it. Best of all, there is a no BS, no questions asked refund policy, so you can buy absolutely risk-free, and if you do not like it for any reason, they will give you your money back, and you don't even need to return the box. Right now, you can get a free sample pack of all 8 flavors with your first box by going to the link in the description below or heading to drinklmnt.com/modernwisdom. That's drinklmnt.com/modern wisdom. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you enjoyed that clip, you will love the full-length podcast in all its glory, which is available right here. Go on. Press it.